Disclaimer. This podcast is hosted by a pair of idiots that love to talk fighting. Any opinions or viewpoints expressed during the Hurt Business podcast are solely those of the individuals making them and are not intended to align with those in the boxing or MMA community.
Drive, motherfucker!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Hurt Business on YouTube. My name is Fair Sharari. In today's video, I'm going to be talking and calling a bunch of my friends to get their takes on this Sunday's huge fight between Jake Paul and T. Woodley. This Sunday, we got YouTube's very own Jake Paul against the UFC legend, welterweight champ, Tyron Woodley. So coming into this fight a few months ago, if you were to ask me, I would say T. Wood is going to knock Jake Paul's head off, and it's going to be a clear one-sided victory for this YouTube kid. But leading up to this fight, you see how serious Jake is taking it, and how over the past months, how serious it seems that he's taken this boxing career as a whole. And he fought last Ben Askren, who just so happens to be one of Tyron Woodley's close friends. And that's where the drama really started to stir up, was in the locker room. Jake's team was talking shit to Woodley, just trying to get his head running. And that's kind of what set up this fight, right? It was, the shit talking and those clips that went viral with one of Jake's trainer, J. Leon Love, giving Tyron shit about the gloves and about how he can outbox him and all this shit. And I'm like, it's fucking disrespectful. And that Monday, you seen guys like Daniel Cormier and a lot of these huge MMA guys coming out and saying how undeniably disrespectful that was, and how that shouldn't have been the case at all, especially for somebody who was preparing for a fight against somebody else. He seems to be passionate about trying to upgrade the whole fighter pay situation and trying to get fighters what they rightfully deserve. I'm very happy that Jake is doing this, because we know how dangerous a sport like boxing is, or UFC really. Some of these fighters get hurt and they're out months and months at a time to recover from these injuries, and they're not going to get paid for it, right? They're not salaried. They're not a hourly employee. They're just, they get paid when they fight, and if that's once a year, that's their only payday of the whole year. And granted, I'm sure there are some opportunities to make money outside of the octagon, but that's really where your main source comes from. And yeah, so I agree with Jake. I think fighters should get paid more. I think it's unfair for them to get like 10 and 10, because if you lose that, then you get 10 and you put like 6 months of training into this fight, and then you have to take the next few months off to recover and prepare for your next one to only make 10 and 10. It's very unfortunate, but some people love it, man. Some people are just happy to be there, that the money is just a plus for them. They're just happy to fight. And we got to take care of those people. We got to take care of all fighters. So thank you, Jake, for raising that discussion, because that's one that needs to be had across all forms of combat. I'm very glad that this fight was held with Showtime, because just the overall presentation of the press conference and the weigh-ins it gave you like a real fight feel, right? It felt like a UFC press conference with all the fighters up on stage in different parts of it with their microphones ready to talk, and when they had the opportunity to talk shit. We seen Wood, he had the glasses on, and he was like, I don't got a lot to say, but I'm just gonna put a beating on this kid. And that's what I hope to see come Sunday, because for me, I don't think boxing is a sport that you can just pick up overnight. And to do it in the fashion that Jake did is impressive, right? I'm not trying to take anything away from him. He's a huge global star, and he's really knocked out three of the guys that he's been in there with, right? He really did. He really knocked out Ben Askren. A lot of people saying, including Dana White, saying that Ben may have took some money to take a fall. That's complete bullshit. That's because nobody wants that level of embarrassing, and that's especially Jake Paul, like an internet kid. And you're a lifelong fighter, a Division I wrestler, former champion of many different huge fight organizations, and you lose to this YouTuber kid in one round with like the first real significant strike he throws. So that's very embarrassing. Ben Askren definitely didn't take the fall. He got clipped. I think Woodley got a lot on his mind coming into it, and a lot of emotion and a lot of things that he wants to avenge. One being Ben Askren's loss, of course, his boy. And another one, in the press conference, somebody from Jake's team just decided to talk shit to the sweetest mom in MMA, T Wood's mom, who we've seen hug guys like Darren Till, hug guys like Kamaru Usman. After both of those guys beat her son, she still showed them love. So she just seems like one of the sweetest ladies in the world. And for one of Jake's guys to talk shit to her and get into a verbal scrap with them it's disgusting to me. It's not a part of the sport. And Wood reacted the only way I believe any fighter would act. He was he let the emotions get the best of him. He was being held back by a bunch of different guys, yelling, pointing, talking big shit back, and saying that he's gonna annihilate Jake because of this. This is just more fuel to the fire. If I were to go one way or another with this one, I think I would have to go in the favor of Tyron Woodley humongously. For many reasons. I think experience is one of those things in fighting or in a combat form. It's so important. Like your ability to just reference a fight where you felt this way and kind of anticipate your next feeling like T Wood can is a huge advantage that he has in this one. Jake being in only 4 professional fights or whatever it is, he's never even got out of, I think, the 3rd or 4th round. And this one's a 10-rounder. So I think in the case where it goes outside of, like, unless Jake lands a lucky shot and knocks Wood off his game, I don't think there's a world where Jake can outbox T Wood or outfight T Wood. Somebody who's been fighting since his early years in life, and he's now like 40 or something. So with that being said, I think the experience is the most important factor in this one. With that being said, that's kind of my 1-2 on this fight. I'm going to call a couple of my close pals, my good buds. I seem to be camera shy and not trying to hop on the pod. Good friend Devin Welch over in Wisconsin. So shout out Dev. I tried to get him on, but he's not the biggest fight fan. He's more of an anime guy, unfortunately. So he said he'd taken T Wood, so let's tally it up. 2 for T Wood. First up on the list, my little brother Muhammad Charari. What's up, Mo? So I'm calling to get your take on this Jake Paul T Wood this Sunday. What you think?
I think dentists have to be on standby. Woodley's just going to knock all of his teeth out of his mouth with no regrets, with no worries in the world. Like Jake Paul talking about people's mothers, I don't know. He doesn't know what he has coming to him, right? I feel like, Mayweather is a better fighter than Woodley, but Mayweather wasn't trying to do the Paul brother how Woodley's trying to do the Paul brother right now. So I think it'll be one for the books. I say 2nd round max, early 1st round. I say Jake Paul's teeth are going to get kicked in.
Because T Wood got all the experience, man. He's fought in the UFC. He's fought against real fighters, killers. He's a former 4-time world champ, and he's fighting this handsome Disney boy YouTuber kid.
It'll be on the 6 o'clock in news, man. It's not going to be fair.
Will T Wood be charged with murder at the end of Sunday night?
I hope not. But murder will be committed.
Oh, shit. Well, there you go. Thank you, Mo, for answering the call. Thank you for your 1-2. That's 3 now for T Wood to Jake's 0. So have a good day, Mo. All right, pal. Thank you for answering, man.
Have a good one. It's an honor.
Next up, I am calling Soap Mommy. Soap Mommy, I'm calling you from my my podcast corner, brother. How you doing?
Doing good, brother. How are you?
Good. I'm calling to ask your opinion on this Jake Paul T Wood this Sunday night. What you think?
T Wood, I'm thinking T Wood's taking it. I'm thinking T Wood is gonna deliver a beatdown.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
You think it'll be a quick one, or you think it'll go the 10 rounds?
I'm hoping it's quick, but I think it's gonna go for the full 10.
Oh shit! You think Jake's gonna be able to hang in there against T Wood's pressure?
Yeah, Jake's taller. That size does matter, but he's taller. He has that length.
T Wood got the experience on Jake. Do you think that'll play a factor at all?
Definitely. I think really that's why I think it's gonna be a beatdown. I think it's gonna be a beatdown. I don't think Jake. I think Jake has too much pride to allow himself to get knocked out. But if he does, all for the better, of course.
Yeah, and to think that they're fighting in Ohio, where Jake is from, in front of all his friends and family and all his people, that he could get like the most brutal beating of all time in front of his mother.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a early Christmas gift almost.
Yeah, Merry Christmas for the Paul brothers. Two losses by two legends in the past like 2 months.
Yeah, but it serves them though, because they're new to it, and I get it. They wanna like make waves, but there's some areas you just touch, some legends you just don't mess with. And,
Right.
That man he's trying to fight now is like I feel like this is going to be more of a lesson than a fight. So
Yeah.
that's
That's a great point, bro. Hopefully it is a big lesson for him and he stops calling out Canelo and fucking Conor McGregor and he just goes back to fighting YouTubers and celebrities.
Yeah, bro, literally. Like, I feel as if, like, him fighting is the equivalent to me putting on the gloves and training for a little bit and, getting a little bit of success. Maybe I knocked somebody out that was maybe, like, almost a foot shorter than me.
Yeah.
And, I'm a little, like, excited over it. And now I'm telling myself, yeah, like, I can go and compete with the best. So, exactly what I said earlier, I feel like this is going to be a lesson more than anything.
Yeah, that's a great point, man. And I appreciate you answering it for your 1-2. Just so you know, that is number 4 for Woodley, 0 for Jake Paul. So I think you're on the right side of things.
Yes, sir.
So thank you, Soap, for answering, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for calling.
There you hear it, ladies and gentlemen. My good friend Soap Mama is on the T Wood bandwagon along with the rest of us. So now that is 4. That is me. That's Mo. That's Devin Welch from Wisconsin Wood. And now that's Soap Mommy. Ladies and gentlemen, he answered Mr. Jeremiah McCona himself from the Richi and Meko Connection. Jeremiah, say what's up to the people.
What's up, Hurt Business Podcast? What's good, everyone listening? It's good to my boy Ferris. Had to tap in with my guy one time.
I appreciate you answering. I got an important question to ask you.
Yeah, what's up?
So this Sunday is maybe one of the biggest boxing matches of the year with YouTube's golden child, Jake Paul, against the UFC legend, T Wood. I want to get your 1-2 on it.
All right, so, I don't know too much about what's been going on, but I do know, Jake Paul has been, he's been fighting mad, random, pro boxers or MMA fighters, whatever. But I feel and you could obviously speak more on this since you know more, but I feel like Woodley is definitely the most, legit dude he's about to, fight, right? Since he started this shit?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I just got to think, I have to go with Tyron Woodley just because, he's a legit, this dude was a UFC champion, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I don't know too much, but...
Yeah, he defended the belt 4 times.
He's a 4-time champ. See, yeah, I don't know. But then it does seem like Jake Paul has taken this boxing shit kind of serious, the training and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like people, I'm not saying, Woodley's just going to smack him. I wouldn't be surprised if Jake Paul actually wins, but because I feel like Woodley's the most, legit fighter that he's had to go against, I'm going to just lean towards Woodley. But it does seem like Jake Paul is taking this boxing shit serious. I know some people be like, oh, he's just making fun of the sport, but it sounds like he's putting in real hard work and he's putting in real time for it.
Yeah, and that's what it seems like. But at the end of the day, to come into a sport like boxing and try to proclaim yourself as the biggest prize fighter today and put your name in the same conversation as guys like Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather, I think
he's such a troll for that.
Yeah, that's beyond disrespectful. So I agree with you, bro. And the other 5 guys I called before you, they all agreed. They all said T Wood. I just think the experience is going to be too much for Jake.
So is there a chance Jake Paul could win this fight, though? Because it is boxing. We know Woodley's a fighter. How good is Woodley's boxing, in general?
So Woodley's...
Based off of his UFC shit.
Yeah, Woodley's a wrestler turned MMA fighter. So, he's naturally a gifted wrestler. That's kind of where his expertise are. But nonetheless, man, in his championship runs, he was knocking guys out.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he was really
Okay,
putting
yeah.
the mitts
See,
on guys. So he has it. He has it in his reservoir.
yeah, damn. So it might get ugly for Jake, bro. I feel like he doesn't know what he's really getting into. And then I was watching that interview. They were talking so much shit to each other.
Yeah, the one
Oh,
with
God.
Ariel Hawani.
Yeah, yep.
That
It's
was
like
a
one
good
dude
one.
was, I didn't know who he was, but like he was in the middle. And I just remember just what Jake was saying, like some, like, I don't know, he was just being weird.
Yeah,
But,
freestyle, T Wood, freestyle for us.
yeah, he was like really trolling him.
Yeah,
I feel like, yeah, Jake he's an all-time troll, but man, he's stepping in the ring with what seems like a monster. So I don't know. He might have bit off more than what he could chew this time.
yeah, I agree, man. And that's a good take, Jay. I appreciate you answer, man. I appreciate the time, and let's hope T Wood puts Jake in back in his place.
Facts, yeah. I feel like that kid needs some humbling. But yeah, man, no, anytime. A big fan of the pod, obviously. Always gonna support y'all. I'm excited for what y'all got in store, and yeah, I'm going with Woodley.
Appreciate
Woodley all day.
Appreciate the love, my boy. And is there anything you want to tell the people? Where can they find you?
Yeah. So like Ferris mentioned in the beginning, me and my co-host Gabe, we have a podcast, the Richi and Meko Connection. You can just listen to us on Apple, Spotify. Trying to get on YouTube. Usually drop once a week on Sundays, or it's out Monday morning. So yeah, check us out, and yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, for you NBA heads, really show love to that podcast. I know you'll like it if you're an NBA guy. But Jay, appreciate the time, bro. All right, brother, be good.
Yes, sir, Brody.
Ladies and gentlemen, surprise guest, one of my favorite people on the planet Earth, my brother, Guagalaga himself. Guag, say what's up. Say what's up to the people, Guag.
What's up, my man? You know we out here, bro, representing Westmoreland as always.
Yes. Shout out Westmoreland. But Guag, the reason of my call today is to get your takes on this Jake and T Wood fight happening tomorrow night.
Yeah. Man, what an exciting fight, bro. Like I'm not the biggest fan of the Paul brothers, you know what I'm saying? But like they brought a good attention to the sport, and I definitely appreciate it how they've been putting boxing back on the map. Like it's crazy because you don't hear much about like all the other goofy fighters around. Like they're literally the face of the sport indirectly, which is crazy. But man, you know, man, Jake Paul definitely gave him a display, man. Come on, man. Willie actually is an actual fighter, bro.
Yes.
Like, and he's built. You know, he got a good reach, bro, and like he has good knockout power too. I don't think like Paul could sustain it this time, man. Like this is not Ben Affleck, bro.
Ben Askren.
Ben Askren. When Nate Robinson, none of this goofy fighter is an actual legitimate fighter who's actually built, bro. Who got knockout power, and I think he's definitely going to sleep, bro.
Ooh.
He's going to sleep.
You think it'll be an early one, or you think it'll go the later rounds?
I'll say between like 5 and 6. Between 5 and 6, he's definitely going down, bro. Yeah. And like, I want him to win because I think it'll definitely put this. He'll put the sport on notice. It'll be good for boxing. I think if he wins, because it'll actually like say he's actually a real fighter. Because this is an actual test. Like these last 2 fights, bro, those were definitely not even remotely close to his. Like you could tell from the beginning, like he was definitely gonna win.
Yeah, those were not competitive nearly as much as this one is gonna be.
Exactly, bro. So I think he's going to see, but between 5 and 6, bro. Like, but deep down, I definitely want him to win, though. But I just can't see it happen, man. I just can't see it happen.
Yeah, I agree. And a lot of people are coming out and saying, well, what difference is this fight going to be from his last one now that he's fighting another MMA wrestler? And what I want to say to all those people is Ben Askren is arguably like the worst striker to ever step into the UFC octagon. So knocking out a guy like that is not saying anything. If he were to knock out T Wood come Sunday, I think that'll be incredibly impressive.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Because, like, I feel like because of such a high-profile fight and the fact, like, they both want to kill each other, they actually have beef with each other, like, in a sense, they actually want to go murk each other. So like this is an actual like raw like in the trenches kind of fight. So like if he knocks this guy out, bro, with such high profile, with like full stadium, bro, sold out, like then they both got a good fan base, and he's like Woodley's well known. If he knocks him out, bro, I'm telling you, boxing is definitely going upside down.
Yeah, I think it'll. I think the whole combat sports world, not just boxing, will really be shooken up.
For real. Because like, I mean, who else gonna? I mean, I know Canelo's carrying the sport right now, but he's not a big personality like Jake Paul is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he got the followers, he got the story, bro, and he's decent. Like if he starts making noise, like watch out.
Yeah, for real.
And he's getting paid like more than half of the other fighters, which is crazy.
More than all of them, bro. The only Canelo and like the really high names are making what Jake Paul's making it in these fights.
Exactly, and it's just an exhibition, which is the crazy part.
Yeah. Well, this one's a pro fight. He's now.
He turned this one into a pro fight.
Yeah. Now he's taking the trend. Well, I think the past two of them were pro fights. When there's no head guard and heavier gloves, that'll be considered a pro fight versus amateur.
Hey man, I mean, let's get it.
Let's get it, man.
Let's get it. Who do you think? Like, say ironically he knocks him out. Who do you think he's taking on next?
I think if he knocks out Woodley, then like he's now getting into another level of combat. Like now he's taking on another level of competition. That may mean like a guy like Nate Diaz, or he's calling out just a whole bunch of randos, man.
Yes.
So I think whoever's gonna call his name is who he's gonna fight next. Knocking out T Wood will be proven a whole fucking lot to everybody. So I think the chances of that are slim. In the case that it does happen, he's gonna look for big fights only against big names like Conor or Nate or those level guys. Yeah,
I mean, I heard a crazy take of him saying like within the next 3-4 years he wants to be fighting Canelo. I'm like,
get the fuck out of here.
This man got that kind of mentality right now. 3 years is not a long time.
Not one bit.
It's not a long time at all. But we'll see, though. I mean, we'll see how this fight goes. And obviously, Conor is definitely going to be in the book somewhere. But what about Manny Pacquiao, man? Like, that's, it'll still be low-key high profile. And, Manny could use some money, bro. Like, this man is taking care of the entire island by himself. So
yeah,
he could use some money, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I can't see why he would say no. If he, like, ironically just calls him out, I can't see him saying no to that.
Would you want to see that fight?
Oh, I'll definitely tune in to see that fight for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited. Like, hopefully it happens. I'll be very excited to see the Conor fight though, because I think that would be so high profile. They're both trash talkers, bro. Like, that would just be crazy for the sport in general. So yeah. I mean, we'll see though. We'll see.
Yeah, that'll be one of those fights. And that argument that Jake makes about him being the best prize fighter out there would be fact if he fights those level guys, man.
Yeah, I mean, he probably get him paid the most out of everyone. Like, who else making that kind of money? We all know UFC don't pay nobody, bro.
Yeah, they be bullshitting people.
Dana's stingy as fuck, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't see why he would turn that fight down. Like, he'll probably make more fighting him than fighting anybody else in the UFC at this point.
Without a doubt, bro.
Down too, so he needs to build up his boost. Because, he's lost the last 2 fights? So... yeah, he definitely needs something. He needs some spark, and what better way to get it, bro, than Jake fucking Paul?
Laying up a Paul.
I hate it, bro. I hate it so much, but damn, man, like you just can't help but watch. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, they are entertaining. I hate to admit it.
Exactly. Like I've seen them on a few podcasts too. Like I love to see it, man, but like I mean, I hate to see them being so popular, making so much money, but at the same time, man, they're Showtime TV, man. Like, you can't help but click. So,
yeah, that's true, man. They definitely got the followings behind them, and once you have a following, then really you can almost dictate what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, Guag, this was great, man. I appreciate you answering the call and giving the Hurt Business people your 1-2 on this fight. Is there anything you want to tell the people before I let you go?
Hey, man, shout shout out to all the people tuning in, bro. Stay tuned, bro. My boy making big things out there, bro. You know, stay lit over there, man. And y'all stay safe. The Rona's still crazy on the streets.
Spoken from a lawyer himself. I appreciate you answering,
All
dog.
right, bro.
Talk to you soon.
All right, peace, my guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got my last guest here, a very special one indeed. I unintentionally saved my best guest for last. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gabriel Richi from the Meko and Richi Connection. Gabe, say what's up to the people.
Thanks for having me, Oog. It's hello, people. It's great to be here to give my expertise on the fight game.
Yes, because you are just so gifted at that.
I'm the man. I'm what's his name? Who's the guy on the Tony Atlas? No, that's a wrestler.
No.
Teddy Atlas. Teddy
yeah.
Atlas. Yeah, I'm like Teddy Atlas.
Teddy Atlas is one of the GOATs for sure. But Gabe, the reason of my call today is just to get your 1-2 on this big fight that's happening tomorrow night between Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul.
Yeah.
So
Jake Paul, he's undefeated, right?
Technically speaking, yeah, 4-0.
Has Woodley, when was the last time he had a UFC fight?
A few months back, he got.
Oh, he's still like an active fighter.
Yeah, like he hasn't been out of the UFC for more than a year, I would say at most.
Okay.
Yeah, he was just on like a 3 or 4 fight lose streak, and the UFC doesn't play around with that shit. They just cut you loose.
Yeah. I saw his knockout record in UFC is like 7-2 or some shit. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what that means. I'm gonna take Jake Paul just because I feel like he wouldn't. This is like this is the deal. Like, he's just gonna keep fighting guys he can beat, so that it draws intrigue. Because once he loses, the intrigue's gone. You know.
Yeah.
He's just gonna keep fighting like D-class celebrities, and who want like a quick some time in the limelight. And yeah, I got Jake Paul. It's probably gonna be closer than the others, but I'm just gonna take Jake Paul because I feel like that's the deal. Like, he's not gonna fight anybody he would lose to.
That's kind of the pro wrestling timeline. They just throw you against all these who's and try to get your record up there and build your hype. So it makes sense. I mean, I could definitely see that. But this is without a doubt Jake's toughest opponent to date.
Right.
And a lot of people I mentioned this with my conversation with Francis, but a lot of people are saying, well, what's the difference between this UFC fighter and the last one he faced? Given they're both wrestlers, they're both close friends or whatever. And the whole thing is this isn't like a UFC fighter who only wrestles like Ben Askren. This is a UFC fighter who's knocked people out. You said 7-2, which means he's knocked out
something like that.
Yeah, knocked out 7 people. Only been knocked out a couple times.
Right.
You know, he definitely got the experience in his factor. So do you think that'll play a role in this fight come tomorrow night?
Maybe a little bit. I just feel like. Also, it's weird that a boxing match is happening on a Sunday night. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
But,
it's funny. Jeremiah said the same thing.
Yeah, it's weird. But I don't know. I feel like I've never watched this guy fight. I'm not a big UFC guy. But I feel like the knockouts in UFC, sometimes they happen in different ways. Yeah. Where, you wouldn't have that opportunity to hit a guy like that in boxing because all you're looking out for is fists in boxing, where UFC, like you said, he's a wrestler. So I feel like when it comes to just straight up boxing, that might not play as much of a factor as people might think. He's definitely, like you said, just looking at the guy, he's definitely going to be the hardest guy Paul has had to fight yet.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not going to stray away from it. I just feel like they wouldn't, and I haven't followed this shit at all. I didn't know this fight was happening tonight. I hope that doesn't take away from your podcast. But I don't think they're going to have Jake Paul fight anybody he would have a chance at losing to. It might get a little harder each time, but they're not going to all of a sudden have him fighting a legit boxer. There would be there's no money. There's no money once he loses.
Yeah, there's no more hype behind this train once that L comes up for sure. But I hope this is one of those fights where he loses and it kind of puts him back into perspective. Like, maybe I'm not a real fighter. Maybe if I want to continue boxing, I'll just fight against other celebrities or other D-list boxers. Like, I don't want to fight no former champs and real deal fighters.
Right. That's definitely the case. That's definitely what he already, I feel like he already knows this. Though he is a much better boxer than his brother. I feel like he takes it a little more serious, but, you know, I'm not going to shit on it. I was shitting on this shit. I was shitting on this stuff for a while, but, like, listening to Rustillo talk about the Ali stuff and all that, it's like boxing has always been, where other sports, it's like 80% sport, 20% business. I feel like boxing's like 40% sport, 60% business.
Yeah.
It's all about trying to get it where the money is, and it's less like about the competition. So realizing that it really has in some way always been like that, like, more power to Jake Paul for doing stuff like this, you know?
Yeah, and then one thing that I will say that is I'm really appreciative that Jake's doing right now is advocating for higher fighter pay. Trying to get all these fighters more money in their pockets. It's a beautiful thing, and Dana should take notes. Fighters shouldn't be making 10 to show up and 10 to win. That's 10,000 in that case, but that's some bullshit.
Yeah, it's a sweatshop over there in UFC. No doubt, don't doubt.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So Gabe is the first amongst all the people that I have called that said Jake Paul, and I couldn't be more appreciative of that.
I had a feeling. I bet a bunch of people said Nate Robinson was going to beat Jake Paul too, though, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they're more intimidating. Like, Jake Paul's like this guy from YouTube. I don't know, was he on the Disney Channel or something? But he's taking it much more serious. He's definitely training constantly for these fights. Like, that's what my last point was going to be. Like, he's not just showing up and doing it. Like, I saw the Nate Robinson fight. I didn't watch it. I'm probably not going to watch it. I hope. I don't want to diminish your podcast. I'm probably not going to watch tomorrow night either. Maybe I'll catch the highlights.
Yeah.
The reason I feel this way is because I'm so certain that he would win.
Yeah.
You're just going to play this after he loses? You're just going to put me on repeat.
Yeah, you're going to win.
And that was masturbating the first time you tried calling me today.
That's going to be they're gonna open my podcast come Monday with me and Josh. That's going to be the intro. But Gabe, I appreciate you for answering the call. Is there anything you want to tell the Hurt Business people?
Hurt Business people, keep tuning in to the Hurt Business. These guys know what they're talking about. They dedicate a lot of work goes into their show, and they're getting better at it every week, even though they were pros from the first episode. Also, I'd be remiss in saying, basketball fans, tune into the Richi and Meko Connection. It'll be out Monday morning. It's out every Monday morning, Apple and Spotify. This Monday morning, we're going to finish up our top 50 NBA players of all time with the top 25 and talk about some other stuff.
Yeah, for you NBA people, please tune in. I'll have that linked in the description below. Please tune in to their episode on Monday when you hear Jason Tatum be somewhere in both Jeremiah and Gabe's top 10. It's just a matter of where he lands.
You're in my top 10, Oog. You're in my top 10.
Rightfully so, too, right?
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Papa Rich.
3-point specialist.
Yeah. Corner me, please. But Gabe, thank you, man, for answering, and I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
All right. Thank you. See you later, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude today's video of Jake versus T. Wood. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed all the different characters that I had the pleasure of speaking with this afternoon. So with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe, comment, check out all the links below. Me and Josh are dropping a podcast in a few days, so please tune in. The Richi and Meko Connection dropping their top 26 players of all time on Monday. So I can't wait for that podcast myself. Appreciate you guys for all tuning in. Subscribe, comment, like, share, review, show your friends, family.